Hello, everybody. How are you today? This fine Tuesday morning as I record this. I was going to have to sing some Moody Blues for you. Tuesday afternoon. But of course, BMI ASCAP would be all over my you know what if I did that. It is election day across the country here in the United States. I've already gone out and voted and aided my mother in her vote. I won't tell you who we voted for, but I'm going to go ahead and get this video in the morning time so you can enjoy it at your own leisure. Yes, we've been doing a lot of games live as of late, but my situation right now, I want to get the games in as early as possible in a given day. So that's kind of what I have been doing. I have my cat Harry with me here, so if you see me looking off like so, it's because I am petting my cat. No Al Red Sox fan, no Mrs. Slocum's jokes, please. Thank you very much. Yeah, it's the first real cool morning we've had here in Florida. Now, by cool, it was 56 degrees this morning in Tampa. And the one thing that makes a 56 really feel cold in Florida is you have a whole bunch of humidity, whereas in other states to the north and to the west, you don't have that. So when you go out in 56-degree weather, you have to have a jacket on, and you have to have you have to protect yourself because a 56 degree day here is like if you go out and it's in the 20s and 30s up north. You got to be prepared and you got to be protected because of the humidity factor. And here in Tampa, you got 80-90% humidity all the time. So that's the big difference. The Bucks won. Bucks won locally 25-23 over the Giants, so they're on their way. I haven't watched a Bucks game yet all year because of the whole, political situation around the NFL. Hopefully, we'll get some clarity on that today. I could foresee a circumstance where I'm doing my video tomorrow morning or tomorrow afternoon, and we don't know who has won the election. Might all come down to Pennsylvania, so that's my political science note for the day. And in 30 seconds, we will get started, and this game should take about an hour unless some unforeseen gremlin is in the machinery. So stand by, please. We'll be getting underway in 20 seconds. And if you hear, meow, that's my cat. Oops, we're not ready for that yet. Hang on, folks. That'll be my next screen. Big Polly's World of Sports Sims proudly presents today's HTFL football game. This November 3rd, in real time of 2020, we have the Cleveland Browns going to Chicago to take on the Bears, which are actually a combination of the Chicago Bears and the old Chicago Cardinals before they moved to St. Louis and then moved to Phoenix, Arizona. So how's everybody doing this fine Tuesday morning? A little cool here in Tampa. As we get this game started, let's see. Oh, this is the Week 13 map. Let's go back to week number 12. Cleveland and Chicago. Cleveland a heavy favorite, 6 points. It is 29 degrees at Soldier Field in Chicago. Cleveland's the computer team. Chicago will be run by me. Chicago won the toss and will receive. Actually, it would have been smarter to defer, but oh well. Otto Graham, Kyle Orton, your quarterbacks, Paul Brown, George Halas. Talk about a couple of Hall of Fame coaching legends. They will be going at it. Hester, Sayers, and Seno back deep. Of course, we lost Gail Sayers not too long ago, and I forgot to clean my saved game catch, so we might be going a little slow. Here's Hester, cross midfield, past the 30, to the 20, finally tackled at the 15 and a return of 85 yards. So we will set up the Chicago offense for you. Peyton and Kelliger, your running backs. Hill and Graham, your wideouts. Ditka at tight end. Orton quarterbacking. Davis, Fortman, Turner, Ramsey, and Covert, your offensive line. For Cleveland, Ford, Burnett, Rimkus, and Shirk, your front four. Banks, Johnson, Matthews at linebacker. Dixon, Minifield, Darden, and James, your defensive backs. And on 1st and 10, we'll give it to, as you hear my cat yelping to get out, Walter Payton. Peyton's going to be stuffed behind the line for a loss of a yard. Shirk on the tackle. Cleveland fighting on top the lead in the Northern Conference, and Chicago just 3 games back, so a critical game for them if they want to stay in the chase. We'll go Kelliger on a dive on 2nd and 11 from the 16, and he goes nowhere. So a good defensive effort by Cleveland, and that is Matthews, Clay Matthews. I believe that is Clay Matthews' son, but I'm not sure about that. Plays for Green Bay. 3rd and 12, and they're going to look to Keene on the medium slant route. Jim Keene. Orton, right on the money, and he has the first down at the 5-yard line. We'll go Peyton, trap left. Try to punch it in, and there he goes. Sweetness, a touchdown, number 11 for him on the year. And it's 6-0 in favor of Chicago. The extra point try is true. Robbie Gould puts it through. It's 7-0. I'm going to let my cat out, so you shouldn't be seeing this. So stand by, folks. Okay. Metcalf, Mitchell, and Motley back deep for Cleveland. And we'll get this started. Touchback for the Browns, and they will start from their own 20. It'll be a 1st and 10 from there. 12:52 left, opening quarter. Brown and Motley are your running backs. Mitchell and Warfield your wideouts. Winslow, Kellen Winslow Jr. at tight end. Otto Graham quarterbacking. Thomas, Hickerson, Mack, Wills, and Schwartz your offensive line. For Chicago, Atkins, Dent, McMichael, Chambers your front 4. Fortunato, Singletary, Marshall your linebackers. Night Train Lane, Tillman, Carrier, and Fensick your defensive backs. And let's see what Chicago does on 1st and 10 against this Cleveland offense that is not too bad, with Jim Brown at the helm at running back. Gain of 14 over the middle. Graham to Mitchell, and Graham threw for 258 last week, and Jacksonville, that was a non-televised game last week. 1st and 10 at the 34. We will have them next week when they play New York. In New York. Long throw to Warfield. Night Train Lane was hurt, and he is out for the game, so that could be a critical blow for them. Jim Benton comes in as a 3rd wideout. Marshall Goldberg out of Pittsburgh, he comes in as the replacement defensive back. Although right now it's J.C. Caroline who was in the game along with Charles Tillman at corner. 2nd and 10, ball at the 34. Graham, who wears number 14, which he wore later in his career with the Browns. He originally wore number 60. That was a check down the Warfield, incomplete. Fensick on defensive coverage for Chicago. It's 3rd and 10 at the 34 now. Graham, a wide receiver screen? No, it's a check down to Brown, and
number 31, 5-yard penalty, automatic, 1st down.
Unlucky for Chicago as Fortunato gets called for the PI. 1st and 10 at the 39. Brown, straight ahead, a little trap to the right, it looked like, a gain of 9. And Brown gained 109 last week. Gained 109 against Jacksonville, and a win there. 2nd and 1 at the 48. It's an end-around play to Bobby Mitchell. He's trapped behind the line, a loss of 2. Wally Chambers on the stop. So this will be a pretty good chess match. The great defense of Chicago against the pretty good offense of Cleveland's. 3rd and 3 at the 46. Pitch to Brown, and he'll be close to the first, but he fumbles. Looked like Cleveland got it back. It was Benton. Yes, indeed, he got it back. A gain of 2. They needed 3. And the Browns will punt on 4th and a yard. I'll watch for the fake. Goes out of bounds. Sideline punt by Gary Collins to the 21. The punt only going 31 yards. There is a wind of 0 to 10 mile per hour. On this 29-degree day in Chicago, it favors Chicago for quarters 1 and quarters 4. 9:25 left to go, opening quarter. It's a 7-0 Bear lead. Here's Walter again. Little Walter, he gains 3. Great running backs of all time, at least through my childlike eyes when I saw him play back in the 80s. Of course, he died way too soon. 3rd and 7. No, I'm sorry, 3 carries and 7 yards. 2nd and 7. That's why I said 3rd and 7. Sweep it with Walter Payton. 2nd and 7. A little closer to the first down, he picks up 4. That sets up a 3rd and 3. Ditka on the short hitch. Look for 89, and he's wide open. Look at him go past the 50 to the 40 to the 30 to the 20. He might go all the way, and he does. Touchdown, Chicago. Iron Mike Ditka out of the University of Pittsburgh has scored for the Bears, who now have a 13-0 lead, and that was the longest catch of the season for Ditka, 72 yards. And your extra point try, good by Gould.
Offsides. Defense. 5-yard penalty.
On top of which, Matthews called for offside, so Chicago will kick from the 40. 7:41 left. It's 14-0 Bears. Metcalf again back deep, and another touchback with the extra 5 yards to kick from. Graham has started 1 for 13, 14 yards. Brown, 2 carries, 11 yards. But he may not be a factor the rest of the way. There's a throw, incomplete, looking for Kellen Winslow. Goldberg providing good coverage for the Bears. 2nd and 10, the ball at the 20. This is going to be Marion Motley wearing 76. A fumble, and the Bears have it. Wally Chambers on the recovery. 1st and 10 for the Monsters of the Midway. Off tackle right, Walter Payton. They'll just keep giving him the ball, and why wouldn't you? Up 14 points.
Holding offense. Number 21, 10-yard penalty.
This time it is Fortman called for the hold. Fortman is the left guard. Yes, he wears 21 because they didn't have the numbering conventions that they normally would have. You have a 20, a 21, and a 24, and they all play on the offensive line for the Bears. 1st and 20. They're going to look to Hill on the cross. And that is good for a 9-yard gain. And it's 2nd and 11. Screen pass to Kelliger on 2nd and 11. That falls incomplete. Orton has started 3 of 4 for 93 yards. So that was his first incompletion in all actuality. 3rd and 11, they'll go 3 wide and put a man in motion. And they're going to look to Harlan Hill again on the medium crossing route from the 22 with 3rd and 11. Caught by Hill at the 5, a gain of 17. Minifield makes the stop for Cleveland, and Cleveland is reeling, trailing 14-0, and Chicago looking for more. Here is Walter Payton. And they're going to screen it to him instead with the blitz coming. Actually, a short, tight formation. Wasn't a blitz, and it falls incomplete because you don't throw screens, and maybe I will learn that someday, that close to the goal line. Trap right, Walter. 2nd and goal at the 5. Close to the goal line, 1-yard line, was Payton. He gained 4. Chicago goes full house. It's Payton, Sayers, and Kelliger, and they're going to give it to the legendary Gale Sayers. But nothing doing. Matthews on the stop. It's going to be 4th and goal from the 2. Gould comes in and tries a chip shot from 19 yards. A bad snap. Oh, a touchdown. A bad snap from Turner, and Orton called fire and snuck it into the goal line. Just like that. It is 20-0. Let's look at that play again. And it was Orton running it in. I know the animation had Gould running it in, but that was not the case. 20-0. Gould puts it through, and look at this score. 21-0 Chicago with 4:09 left, opening quarter. Metcalf again back deep for the Browns, and again that is a touchback. Cleveland's in the white, Chicago in the bluish, darkish uniforms. 1st and 10 at the 20. Another end around to Bobby Mitchell, which also goes nowhere. No pickup. Dent makes the tackle for Chicago. 2nd and 10. The ball resting at the 20-yard line still. Another end around to Mitchell. I think Chicago's on to him. A 5-yard loss. Wilbur Marshall makes the tackle. It's now 3rd and 15 at the 15. Over the middle, a first down. Graham to Benton. Pickup of 16, they needed 15. 1st and 10 at the 31. Jim Brown with the catch. That is a gain of 13. Marshall again making the tackle. 1st and 10, ball at the 44. Graham. That's completed to Winslow, Kellen Winslow Jr., who gained 23 yards. Winslow had a 100-yard game last week, 101 to be precise, on 6 catches. Nearing the end of the first quarter, it's 1st and 10 at the 33. That is Graham to Mitchell, a gain of 11. We will end the first quarter. And what a first quarter for the Chicago Bears. 21-0 they lead. They have run 14 plays, 125 yards. Cleveland has also run 14 plays, but for 82 yards. Cleveland driving now for the first time today. 1st and 10 at the 22 as we start a new quarter, second quarter. Jim Brown weaving and dodging for 15 yards to get him to 26 on the day. Carrier makes the stop for the Bears. Again, a combination of Bears and old Chicago Cardinals. Marion Motley, a gain of 3. Tillman on the stop. Charles Tillman, 2nd and 4. And Jim Brown has a touchdown. Number 15 for him on the year. And it's 21-6. Your point after. Good by Barr to make it a 21-7 game. We have 13:26 left second quarter. On the return was Hester for 23 yards, but it's going to come back with Mongo McMichael called for an illegal block. 1st and 10 at the 9. Peyton trapped to the right side. No gain. Shirk on the stop for Cleveland. They'll go to Ditka again, medium crossing route, which they will change to the short slant on 2nd and 10 from the 9. Incomplete, but we'll check the marker against Cleveland.
Number 90, 5-yard penalty.
That's a 5-yard pickup on the penalty, and it repeats 2nd down. Screen to Peyton, and a blitz coming, so this will be a good call. Or should be. And there goes Peyton. 20, 30, 40. Pickup of 28 to the 42. That's his first catch of the day. And Orton has started 5 of 7 for 138 yards. A run to the right side. Peyton on 1st and 10, which we're going to change to a screen to Kelliger. Give him a new look. It's caught. Kelliger into Cleveland territory and a gain of 11. Ball at the 47 of Cleveland now as they just can't stop this Chicago Bear offense. And who would have thought that coming into this game? Trap right, Peyton, 1st and 10. And Sweetness with a big gain, but he fumbles. Recovered by Cleveland. Darden with the fumble recovery. Peyton now 7 carries, 25 yards. And look who's under center, Jim Brown. We'll see what happens here. 1st and 10 at the 37. Brown's going to throw, and something happened. Wilbur Marshall with the interception, and we go right back to Chicago. Brown foolishly tried to throw it, and he's not the best guy you would want to have throwing the ball outside of your quarterback. So it's 1st and 10 at the Cleveland 40 for Chicago. And Orton's going to go deep to Hill here. Play action, long pass, blitz coming. See if they can get it done. Peyton over the middle and a gain of 27. as Peyton went deep and nobody was covering him, and he's got 2 carries, 55 yards on the day. Trap left, Peyton. First and 10 at the 13. Cleveland calls time. They are reeling right now. A stretch play, Peyton. As I see my trap left and trap right selections are lit in a light yellow, maybe a darker orange, which means you've been running that play too much. Double tight end set, 2nd and 13. We're going to go off tackle with Peyton. And that's a gain of a little bit, 2 yards, setting up 3rd and 8 from the 11. Ditka, the short crossing route. Touchdown, Peyton. He caught that over the middle. And Peyton having a good day catching the ball. Three catches for 66 yards. So far, the Chicago touchdowns have been Peyton from 5 out, Orton from 72 yards out, a pass to Ditka. Orton ran it in from 2 on the botched field goal that turned into a touchdown, and now Peyton has a touchdown catch to go with his touchdown run. Extra point by Gould, good. 28-7 with 8:59 now left to go. Metcalf again back deep, and this will be returned. Let's see what happens here. A fumble. Mack recovered it for Cleveland. We've had 3 turnovers already in this game. We had 2 on back-to-back plays a little earlier. And it's 1st and 10. Cleveland trailing 28-7 with 8:51 in the half and a marker.
Encroachment, defense, number 60, 5-yard penalty, repeat first down.
That's Chambers with the encroachment, backing them up 5. And it's now 1st and 5 at the 32. Glad to be with you all on this election day here in the United States. A throw in real time to Winslow is good for the first down, a pickup of 19. In HTFL terms, we're in week number 12, wrapping up week number 12. We begin week number 13 next week. 1st and 10 at the 49 of Chicago. That is a throw and a catch to Bobby Mitchell for 21 yards. We have to wait and see on the 49s because when Jim Benton enters the game for Cleveland, he also wears 49, which under HTFL rules you can do. 1st and 10 at the 28. Bobby Mitchell, another end around, which does not go well. 6-yard loss. Mitchell has had 4 carries for -13, so maybe they should stop running that play. 2nd and 16 at the 34. It's Graham, Otto, throwing deep, and it's a touchdown. Bobby Mitchell atones for his sins with the running game, and it's 28-13. Your point after is good by Barr, and it's 28-14 with 6:22 to go. I don't think anybody was thinking that we'd have 42 points on the board, and we're not even at halftime yet. Hester, the return man, and he will down it 6 yards deep. Total yardage 214 for Cleveland, 214 for Chicago, and 172 for Cleveland. This is going to be a screen to Kelliger. I think I called a Peyton running play, but with the blitz coming, you want to call a screen, and that's good for 4. Kelliger. 2nd and 6. Now we will pitch to Peyton. Gain of 3. Shirk on the stop for the Browns. And on this 3rd and 3 play, we're going to put Orton in the gun, and we're going to go short to somebody. And that somebody is going to be Harlan Hill. Incomplete. And Orton is now 9 of 12 on the day. Peyton's the leading receiver with 3 catches, but Ditka has the most yardage with 72 yards. Punting time, so we bring in Ed Brown to punt. And he's punting into the wind, so the distance probably not all that great. 40 yards. Metcalf, Terry Metcalf, whose father, Eric Metcalf, is the punt returner there. Terry Metcalf plays for St. Louis. We just saw him last night against Buffalo. That was a 12-yard return. The punt went 40, so the net, 28 yards. First and 10, the ball at the 45. We have 4:40 to go. Mitchell again. And no gain there. That's the 5th carry he has had today. Second and 10 at the 45. Screen. Actually, no, it's a throw down the middle to Winslow, but it falls incomplete. Graham is 8 for 13, 151 yards, an interception and a touchdown so far. Third and 15 at the 45. Over the middle, incomplete, looking for Winslow. Goldberg makes the defensive coverage. Well covered. And Gary Collins back to punt for Cleveland. 4th and 10 at the 45. I don't think they would fake here. Yeah, they're going to just punt it to the sidelines. Out at the 10, you don't want any of Devin Hester, who had a big return to open up this game. Punt goes 36, no return. 28-14, Chicago leading. Ball to 19 with 3:46 now left in the opening half. It is Peyton, trap left, to the weak side of the line, and that's a pickup of 6. Menefield has made the tackle for Cleveland. 2nd and 4. Hitch to Graham. Incomplete. Setting up 3rd and 4. Screen to Peyton. And he's got a wide open field to work with. That's a gain of 20. Don Paul makes the tackle. That's a season high in a game in terms of receiving yards for Peyton. He's at 86. Peyton, trap right, 1st and 10 at the 45. He finds a hole in the Cleveland territory past the 40 to the 37 and a pickup of 18. Rushing the ball, Chicago. See, the two C's are confusing me. 15 carries, 54 yards as the team for Chicago, and Peyton has 54 of those yards, so Orton has a yard or two. And that'll be the 2-minute warning. It's 28-14, Chicago. Both teams do not have all 3 timeouts left. Chicago has 3, and Cleveland has 2. Harlan Hill on the short out. Orton will scramble, a pickup of 5.
Encroachment, defense. Number 80, 5-yard penalty.
They'll take the penalty because that saves it down. 1st and 5 now at the 32. It's going to be a play action to Ditka, and they will go medium slant route. Ditka incomplete. He wanted a flag, he gets none. And it's 2nd and 5. Off tackle right, Peyton. Screen. Another catch by Peyton. Fumble recovered by Cleveland. Matthews with the fumble and had a wide open field, 70-yard return to the Chicago 7. That was Peyton's 5th grab of the game for 95 yards, but it's also the 2nd time he has turned the ball over. 1st and goal at the 7.
False start. Offense.
Now it's going to be 1st and goal at the 12 with Mitchell.
5-yard penalty. Repeat 1st down.
A false start, so this could be a big swing in the game. Graham. A touchdown to Warfield. Paul Warfield with his 7th TD of the year from 12 yards out, and it is 28-20. Extra point good by Barr. 28-21 with 1:12 to go. Here's Hester back deep. Returnable. And we just had Hester with a big return earlier. 25 yards out to the 27. 1st and 10 at the 27. 1:02 to go. And Chicago will try to get a score because the way this game's going, you might need it. That's Graham, a catch of 15 yards. Dixon on the tackle for Cleveland, and Chicago calls their first timeout with 56 seconds to go. Medium slant. Harlan Hill. That's good for just under 10 yards, short of the first down. And Chicago will burn a second timeout with 48 seconds left. They'll go back to a base formation. We're going downtown to Hill on 2nd and inches. Orton let it go. Incomplete. Three wide. Man in motion. We'll go short pass to Peyton. He's got it. And that's a pickup of 8. Good enough for the first down and good enough to get him over 100 on the day. 30 seconds to go. Chicago goes no huddle. Medium pass. Actually, we're going to try to get out of bounds with this. It's going to be a medium out to Harlan Hill. There's the throw. It's incomplete. 19 seconds left to go. Ball is at the 40. A field goal here only has about 11% odds of succeeding. Hitch to Ditka on 2nd and 10 at the 40. Caught by Hill, only a pickup of 4. 13 seconds to go. And they'll have to try something here. Only a 31% chance of hitting a successful field goal. Going to be a long out to Graham. And we'll hope we can sneak this play in. Incomplete. 9 seconds left. That's the third drop of the day for Hill, so say our spotters. So Gould will speculate here with a 53-yarder. And he pushes it right. And there are 4 seconds left, so Cleveland has one shot, if they throw deep, of getting a touchdown. I'm playing 3-1 zone defense. I do not play defense on every play. I usually just let the computer do it, but on plays where it's obvious, I make a call. So I'm playing 3-1 quarter zone, deep zone, prevent. And Graham did not decide to throw it long. Dent on the sack. And we have reached halftime. It is 28-21 in favor of Chicago. I will take a very brief break, folks. I will be right back. I should be back within 60 seconds. In the meantime, here's the games that are ahead for us on the HTFL. Okay, folks, I forgot to change my slide back over. So you have missed a few plays. We're at 13:27 into the third quarter. Bobby Mitchell just got off a long run, some 40 yards, and that got Cleveland into the fringes of field goal range. They drive fizzled from there. It's now a 4th and 8 at the 33. So Barr's going to try a 50-yarder with a wind at his back, and I apologize for the error, folks, but these things do happen from time to time, and he pushed it right, no good. 1st and 10. The Bears now have it at their own 40. Trap left, Walter Payton. No 1-yard gain, and that is it. Cleveland had the ball to start the second half, and they had a big play from Bobby Mitchell on an end around that they've tried like about 6 times already. It finally worked for 43 yards, and about 43 yards or thereabouts, 42, 43 yards, something like that. And the drive fizzled, and you got back in time to see the missed field goal. So that's what you missed. 2nd and 9, it's going to be a short cross to Harlan Hill. Heavy blitz, so it's going to be a screen to Peyton, and Peyton's already had a good day catching. Whenever you see heavy blitz, run that screen. 19 yards. And Peyton now at 122 yards receiving on the day. We're going to put him wide, actually, and have him run the short slant on 1st and 10 from the Cleveland 40. And another catch. And another big gain, 23 yards. Of course, Peyton was known as an emergency quarterback for Chicago in the 80s and was once called upon to do that. So Peyton's a guy you could line up anywhere and he will do well. Peyton, outside run, 1st and 10 at the 17. And this time Peyton with 8 yards. Johnson hurt on the last play. Jackson will come in to replace him. That is DeQuell Jackson at a Seminole High in Seminole, Florida, not too far from me. 2nd and a yard, ball at the 8. It's going to be Peyton. He's going to be short on the dive. 3rd and a yard. They'll go triple tight. And they're going to run Orton on a sneak. Did he get it? He did. 1st down. Quell also went to the University of Maryland and was a star there. Trap right, Peyton, 1st and goal from the 7. And Peyton's got another touchdown. Touchdown, Chicago, and they take a 2-score lead. 34-21, your extra point try, good, and it's 35-21. Seeing reports at 9:51 that YouTube is having errors, so I will make note of that as I edit this game. 1st and 10, the ball at the 35. They're saying YouTube is down, is what I am reading on Twitter as I just saw it on my smartphone. 1st and 10 at the 20. So this game is up late. My apologies. Having a lot to apologize for today. Graham to Warfield, incomplete. That sets up 2nd and 10. The ball at the 20. There's a throw, incomplete. That looked like it was going to be on the money to Kellen Winslow, but that could not find his hands. 3rd and 10 at the 20. 9:08 left, 3rd quarter. That's off of Benton. Goldberg drilled him, could not hang on. 4th and 10, and Gary Collins in the punt. And the return by Hester, 8 yards. The punt went 48. 1st and 10 at the 40. Peyton, trap left on 1st and 10. He gains a little bit, a yard. He's at 72 yards rushing to go of his 145 yards receiving. We'll go right back to him. Pitch it right. When you got Gale Sayers as your backup, you don't worry too much about how often you give the ball to Peyton. 4 yards, 3rd and 5. Ball to 45. Ditka on the short hitch. There's your throw, incomplete, a marker.
Pass interference, defense. Number 27, automatic, 1st down.
Against Cleveland and Darton, and it's now a 1st and 10 at the Cleveland 49. 7:36 now left, 3rd quarter. Back to Peyton on the trap right. And he finds a hole. Close to 1st down yardage. A gain of 10, and he did indeed get the 1st down. Peyton now 86 yards rushing, so he could have a double 100 rushing and receiving yards today. I think I just invented a new term. And Peyton, 1 yard gain. That was his 20th carry of the day. I think the wideouts are getting a little lonely, so let's put them to work. Medium pass to Ditka. 2nd and 9 at the 38. Incomplete, but that could be pass interference. And it is.
Defense. Number 27, 10-yard penalty, automatic, 1st down.
Darton called for the PI, and it is now 1st and 10 at the 28-yard line. Get rid of Chip Banks there. Right, Peyton. This is a gain of 5. Shirk on the tackle. 2nd and 5. The ball at the 23. We'll go Kelliger on the dive. It's meat and potatoes football right now. There's Kelliger. Pass to 15 to the 12. Darden making the tackle. 1st and 12 at the 10. Back to Peyton on the pitch right. And he gets back to the line, no gain. That was his 22nd carry of the day. He's at 92 yards. We'll go back to the base formation, 2 wide receivers, 2 running backs, and a tight end. And we're going to go to the man himself, Mike Ditka, for the Bears. And Ditka's got another touchdown. Orton, 311 yards on the day. And Ditka now has 2 touchdowns receiving. He has had 2 catches for 84 yards. Both were for 6 points each. 41-21, now 42-21 as Gould puts it through. And Cleveland against it again with 4:02 left, third quarter. Here's the kickoff. Metcalf from about the goal line. And Metcalf breaks through a 31-yard return to the 31. So this is all going to be on the passing arm of Otto Graham, who has not really had a good day. Fate's kind of turned against him in the last quarter or so. 9 of 20, 163 yards, a pick, and 2 touchdowns. 1st and 10. It's Graham. It's a throw. It's incomplete. Benton. 2nd and 10 at the 31. Graham. Over the middle. Not over the middle, but to the left side. Benton. Incomplete again. And Graham now 9 of 22. 3rd and 10. That's incomplete.
Encroachment defense.
But Cleveland will get another chance.
5-yard penalty.
It'll be 3rd and 5 from the 36 with Trey's Wild. 3:33 left, third quarter. On 3rd down from the 36. Brown only gains 2. They needed 5. Atkins makes the stop, and Cleveland will punt. Here's the return. Hester. Good bit of yardage, 10. Punt went 45 by Gary Collins, so that was a 35-yard net. 42-21 in favor of Chicago. I don't think too many people thought the Bears were going to score this many points today, but Walter Payton has been a machine. 5-yard gain for him. He's closing in on 100 with 97 yards on 23 carries. He already has 145 yards with 8 catches. On 2nd and 5, we'll go Kelliger, trap left. And he gains 4. We'll show you Kelliger out of Fordham. 41 carries, 96 yards. They only use him sparingly. He's also had 4 catches, 38 yards. He's out of Fordham, and he could also play linebacker and return kicks if called upon. 3rd in the yard, they'll go full house. Peyton will go out wide, and they're going to give it to Gale Sayers on the dive. And he did not gain much. In fact, he lost a yard. Ford on the tackle for Cleveland. 4th and 2, ball at the 35. Ed Brown in to punt. And Metcalf's return, 6 yards out to the 35. The punt only went 36, and the net was only 30. 54 seconds left. Third quarter, it's 42-21. Chicago, ball at the 35 for Cleveland. Marion Motley, who has only seen the ball twice and now a 3rd time, no gain. McMichael on the stop. Setting up a 2nd and 10 at the 35. Graham fumbles. Recovered by Cleveland. Graham picked up his own fumble. Loss of 4 yards, and that'll do it for the third quarter. It is 42-21 in favor of Chicago. It's Cleveland who's trailing by 3 scores. Gary Collins, who you often see punt, he comes into the game as the 4th wideout. Brown also is in the slot. There's a throw, caught, and we'll have to check if that was Mitchell or Benton. It was Mitchell, and he has a season high of 97 yards receiving on 5 catches. 1st and 10 at the Cleveland 48. Jim Brown, who's been held in check by this Chicago defense. No gain. He has 7 carries for 34 yards, and that is it. First and 10 at the 48.
False start. Offense. Number 42.
Paul Warfield called for a false start.
Second down.
And that moves them back 5. Let's look at Jim Brown real fast. Out of Syracuse, of course. 1,273 yards on 199 carries. He's averaging 6.4. That was coming into today's game, not including today's stats. And he has had 14 touchdowns when he had his 15th earlier. 21 catches out of the backfield for 236 and a touchdown. So, very explosive running back. You have probably the two best running backs in the HTFL in this matchup. Second and 15 at the 43. Here's a throw from Graham to nobody, as it was intended for Warfield, and Richard Dent was injured, and he shook it off. He is still in the game. Third and 15 at the 43. Graham, a little dinker to Jim Brown, a 7-yard gain there. And Cleveland will have to punt. 4th and 8 at midfield. I will watch for the fake. Collins only punts at 30 yards. And it goes out of bounds at the 20. We have 12:43 left. In the fourth quarter, it's 42-21 in favor of Chicago. Trap left. Walter Payton back to the line, and that is it. So he is still looking for 3 yards to get to 100 for his double 100 today. 100 yards receiving and 100 yards rushing. And they'll give him the ball again. Pitch to the right side. And he loses ground. He loses 4 yards. 3rd and 14. Graham, medium slant. Now remember, Chicago has the wind advantage for the fourth quarter. A catch. Did he get the first? Just short. Just short. Orton, season high, 324 yards, 4th and a yard. Well, Chicago obviously has to punt here. Ed Brown doing the honors. Metcalf. I think he cut it about the 26. Yep. And the punt went 45. The return went 5. 1st and 10 at the 31. Here's Cleveland with the ball again. Graham throwing. Looking for Benton. And Milt Plum is in the game as a new quarterback for Cleveland. Graham got his bell rung, and probably one of the better backups in the HTFL is this Milt Plum, who in the 60s had all kinds of records for completion percentage. 2nd and 10 at the 31. Here's Plum. Back to throw to Brown, gaining 2. And Graham comes back in the game. 3rd and 8 at the 33. Screen to Brown, incomplete. 4th and 8 at the 33, and here's the punt. Gary Collins. Hester's return goes 7, and the punt went 42. 9:20 left. It is still 42-21 in favor of Chicago. Sweep to the right, Walter Payton. With Cleveland playing bunched up, it's going to be a medium hitch to Graham. Sack. Shirk with the sack on Orton. That's a loss of 6. 2nd and 16. They'll go to Payton. Off tackle right and see if they can take advantage of the running lanes being opened up. That's a gain of 6. But it'll come back with Minifield offsides. You want a 3rd and 10. Actually, I declined. Why did I decline it? Oh, well. 3rd and 10. I should have accepted it is what I should have done. Medium hitch to Jim Keane on 3rd and 10 at the 32. Incomplete. 4th and 10. Ed Brown the punt with the wind at his back for a change. And that goes out of bounds at the 22, a pickup of 46 on the punt. Cleveland gets it back. They need 3 touchdowns. They're down 42-21, 8:17 left. First and 10 at the 22. Here's Graham. A catch, a fumble, picked up by Chicago, and it's a touchdown for McAfee. McAfee, with the fumble recovery, he went 44 yards, and it's another quick 6 for Chicago. Extra point is good by Gould, and it's 49-21 with 8:02 to go. So Chicago pouring it on against Cleveland. First and 10 at the 20. It's going to drop in the Northern Conference race. And now Chicago, if they could finish strong in the next few weeks, they have a good chance of making the playoffs. They'll be 5-6 going into their next game. Second and 6 at the 24. Graham over the middle, incomplete, looking for Gary Collins. Third and 6 at the 24, and a marker.
False start. Offense. Number 71, 5-yard penalty. Repeat, third down.
Schwartz called for the false start. YouTube cannot be having problems because I am seeing people broadcasting on YouTube. So that might have been a false alarm earlier. Third and 11 at the 19. Graham's going to run. Way short of the first, a pickup of only 3. 4th and 8. Cleveland will punt. 7:12 to go. Hester past the 50 to the 45 to the 44 after a return of 16 yards. Up 49-21. Walter Payton will get the ball on the dive, and that should get him over 100, and it does. Ward, who is the defensive end, is out for the game. Jack Gregory of Delta State comes in. And now that Payton is over 100 rushing, we're going to put Gale Sayers in the rest of the way. In fact, we're going to go to him right now. A trap right on 2nd and 7. Cleveland playing bunched up, short, tight, possible man, so we're going to go medium fly to Hill instead. You got to take what they give you. And right now, Graham with a catch of 20 yards. Graham is now at 3 catches, 48 yards, and this is a laugher for the Bears. Off tackle right to Gale. He picks up 5. 2nd and 5 at the 16 now. Chicago just playing it real slow and real tight. Off tackle left. Gale Sayers back to the line, and that is it. 3rd and 5. Pitch to Sayers. We're not going to do anything fancy. We have 4:44 left. And up a whole bunch of points. Gale Sayers, a touchdown. (55-21). Your point after, good to make it 56-21 from Gould. And we have 3:54 now left in the game. Unless Cleveland miraculously gets 5 touchdowns in 4 minutes. And this isn't the John Tyler Plano East Texas high school football game. If you've ever seen that YouTube video from the 1994 season, Atkins is out of the game. It looked like he was injured in his back. 2nd and 10 at the 20. That was a game where one team was down 41-17 in 3 minutes, took the lead with about 30 seconds to go. 44-41, and then the other team, which I believe was John Tyler, Plano East was the team that made the miraculous comeback, getting 4 touchdowns in like 3 minutes. And John Tyler, after giving up 4 touchdowns in a row so quickly, they took the next kickoff and they scored. That's a throw to Warfield, gain of 15, coming back.
10-yard penalty.
Now a 3rd and 11 at the 19. 3:29 left. Fans in Chicago heading home, probably wanting to get some hot chocolate or something. Gain of 25 down the sideline. Graham to Warfield. Some second stringers in the game now for Chicago. Gain of 16. Keene is in at defensive end. Jim Keene, who we've been seeing quite a bit playing wideout. Gain of 16 on the last play to Benton. Graham to Benton. Graham 16 of 34, now 16 of 35, 260 yards, an interception, and 2 touchdowns. So this has been quite a shocker. Graham, incomplete. 3rd and 10 at the 40. And that is Warfield losing 9 yards on an end around. Warf in 19. Prevent 3-2 dime for me. Incomplete. We're going to put a few more subs into the game. We're going to take out Kyle Orton, and we are going to put in Sid Luckman, number 42. And we're going to get him a few snaps. Trap right Sayers on 1st and 10 at the 49. Sayers back to the line, and that is it. 2-minute warning as the crowd thins out here at Soldier Field in Chicago. It's 56-21 in favor of the Bears. Now a whole bunch of changes. Sayers at running back, McAfee at running back, Hester at wideout, Poolsfoot at wideout, Sprinkle at tight end, Luckman quarterbacking, and the offensive line is Arto, Jones, Bananas, Brand, Bray, and Steidahar. Trap left, Sayers on 2nd and 9, a marker.
Encroachment defense. Number 71, 5-yard penalty.
Adams called for encroachment, 2nd and 4. Cleveland also has a whole bunch of subs. Gilliam, Speedy, Adams, and Wells, your front four. Gatsky, Motley, and Agas at linebacker. Greenwood, Schaffner, Hall, Kurtz, your defensive backfield. So we want to acknowledge all of the substitutes entering the game. Here is Sayers, a gain of 2. Making it 3rd and 2 at the 43. We're going to take Luckman and we're going to bootleg him. Did he get the first? He did. 1:04 to go. And Luckman will take a couple of knees and get out of here. And that'll do it. A blowout in Chicago. 56-21 in favor of the Bears, to the surprise of many who've been watching the HTFL, I am sure. And with the this being the night of the United States elections, maybe it's a harbinger of what could be at stake. Maybe, a close race will not be so close. Who is the MVP? I gotta think it would be Walter Payton. No, they give it to Kyle Orton, despite the fact that Payton had the double 100. 56-21. Here's the scoring summary, solo. See, Chicago was up 21-0. Cleveland got it to 28-21, but then the rest of the way, it was all Chicago with 4 straight touchdowns. Net offense, 480 yards for Chicago. Perfect in the red zone, 6 touchdowns in 6 tries. 35-28 is the time of possession they had. Cleveland had 24-32. Chicago ran 71 plays. Cleveland only ran 57. And there were 15 penalties in the game. Leading passer was Orton, 20 of 29, 344 yards, 3 touchdowns. Fine effort. Leading rusher, Walter Payton, 27 carries, 102. Payton also led in receiving, 8 catches, 145 yards. Cleveland's best performance was out of Bobby Mitchell, 118 yards receiving. Whoops, come back here. I'm not done with you. Hang on, folks. I gotta re-get the box score. Hang on, folks. Sorry about that. been that kind of broadcast. A nervous cat. Me not switching the slide back to start the second half. Matthews and Dixon each had 9 tackles for Cleveland. Now we can show you the standings, and a big change here as Cleveland now falls to 7-4, which means either Green Bay or Minnesota will be leading in the Northern Conference and in the Upper North Division. Minnesota plays Los Angeles later in the week. As for Chicago, they go 5-6, and now they're in breathing distance of Baltimore, who would be the 4 seed right now in the Northern Conference at 6-4. And let's show you once again the next few games. It's going to be Baltimore and New Orleans tomorrow night, Lord willing, if the creek doesn't rise. Minnesota and LA will be Thursday. Friday, Houston and San Diego, technically the Monday night game. We do the recap show on Monday night, 6:30. Then we start Week 13, Washington and Carolina. Cleveland and New York. So Cleveland not getting any easier for them. They'll get the New York Football Giants in Week 13. So I hope you've enjoyed today's broadcast. This has been Big Paulie coming to you. We wish you well. Go out and vote if you see this and your polls are still open, which would probably be on the U.S. West Coast. And we'll do it all again soon. Godspeed. God bless. Bye-bye for now, everybody.